Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in to Last Stop Waterfowl Outdoors TV. Well folks, tonight we have a topic that I think you might find interested if you're a waterfowl and you're into choke tubes and finding out what the right combination of choke tube is with your particular firearm. So I'm gonna share my experience with you and my particular waterfowl shotgun that I use for hunting, and we're gonna talk about choke tubes right here. As you guys can see, this is a Carlson's cremator, and this is a choke tube that I feel very confident in for my personal waterfowling needs, and something that I have used through the years that I have a lot of confidence in. Now, when you're selecting a choke tube for your firearm and you're looking to step outside of the box of the normal factory choke tubes that come with your particular gun when you purchase it, there's a couple of reasons why most of us do that, because what we're typically looking for is the best shot pattern density for harvesting waterfowl ethically and getting clean kills on those waterfowl. And we need a choke tube that is going to fit our specific hunting needs for the environments that we hunt in and offers the best pattern possible with the load that we choose to shoot. So for instance, my load that I have been shooting this year, guys, is a number 4 steel shot Herders shot shell. And those of you who have used Herders or you're familiar with the Herders brand, it is basically a house brand for Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops, and Winchester manufactures their shot shells in the steel shot line for Cabela's and Bass Pro. So I have used that round for many, many years, and I feel very confident in it when I'm shooting steel shot. If that's what I choose to go with over bismuth or something like that, then I feel very confident with my combination. Now, pairing it with the specific shotgun that you feel confident with is going to come down to paper patterning those rounds, that choke, and those loads. And that particular shotgun. So for instance, what I shoot, just so I can share this with you guys, you can see I have another one here, and I'll touch on that in a second of why I have 2 of these extended chokes in my particular shotgun. But I am shooting a Stoeger. This is a Stoeger. You can see the logo right there. This is a Stoeger M3020, and this is the 20 gauge round. This is the cremator choke that you see in it, and this is not a factory choke. Once again, this is a aftermarket choke. So I have paired this specific choke with this particular firearm, and it, in my opinion, is a really great combination when it comes to harvesting these waterfowl like you see behind me in an ethical way, getting a lot of clean kills when you put a really good shot on those waterfowl. Now, I just mentioned, I have one that you see right here in my shotgun right now, and I also have another one right here. And you may say, well, Jacob, what's the difference? They look exactly the same. So what I'm gonna tell you I learned this year is when you watch waterfowl hunting on platforms such as YouTube right here, or Outdoor Channel, or any of those platforms, in today's society of waterfowl hunting, you're gonna see a lot of people using what they call these extended chokes right here. And they all look the same, but there are a lot of key differences between brand, between the shot shell that you choose, and between the firearm that you choose to use them with. So, for instance, the reason I have 2 of them is Carlson's cremator. That particular choke is offered in different variations. So this one right here is going to be a mid-range choke. Now, what do you get out of a mid-range choke? Well, basically what it's gonna do is it's gonna open up that pattern for you on that shot. Whenever you fire that shot, your pattern should be wider with a mid-range or decoying choke. A lot of guys will refer to it as a decoying choke, and that is what you wanna use in a lot of instances when those birds are up close on you, say anywhere from that 20 to 40 yard mark. You're getting those birds to come into your face. You have shots over the decoys. Then you're gonna wanna use something with a more open pattern. Now, if it's a standard choke that you're using that comes with your gun, it's typically gonna be a modified choke for a wider pattern, or maybe even an improved cylinder. But this is gonna offer a little bit better of a pattern, I have found, by going to the extended choke. And even though it's a mid-range, it still gets a little bit better consistency on the density of my pattern at further distances than my stock chokes did when I tested those, as in comparison to these extended chokes that I'm using. So just to touch on that once again, lately I have been shooting a lot of birds that are up close over the decoys. They're kind of in my face shots, and I want something that is a little bit wider so I could have a little bit wider spread, and therefore I could definitely, have a better chance of knocking down some of those birds in an ethical manner. Also, teal season, it's a great time to use that. If you're hunting, in early teal season, maybe in September, then I'll also find going to that wider pattern. I even go to a different shot at that point. I typically shoot number 6 shot in this combination. Has a really good pattern. The 6 shot with those smaller pellets give me more pellets on target, and it's a great combination for my early teal season hunting. Now, as I put this down, I'll pick this one up. Now, this is the cremator. Let me get it on camera for you guys to see. This is the cremator. You can see the logo right here. And this one is the long range choke. Now, a lot of guys, like I mentioned, a lot of guys are going to purchase a long range choke, and they are going to use that throughout the season. And I have been with guys, and I've done it myself. This is what tends to happen. If you are shooting those birds and you're getting those birds in close with the long range choke, then you're going to have, and it offers a much tighter pattern. This is going to be like a full choke or even an extended full choke. Some guys have even said some of their chokes, it's more like a turkey choke. It's a tight pattern. That is going to be for waterfowl typically when you want to get out there and reach those waterfowl. Maybe they're not committing to the decoys. They're not in your face. They're not coming up close on you. And you're trying to get out there and touch those waterfowl at a further distance, past that 40-yard mark, maybe anywhere from 40 to 60 yards. I know some guys, they will go further than that depending on the combination that they have and the load that they have. There are guys that are out there that shoot TSS, guys shooting bismuth, other loads like that. They will reach out there with an extended range choke and that shot shell combination, and they are able to harvest those birds and get some of those further shots out there on those passing waterfowl that are real, stingy and do not want to commit to the decoys, and you're not getting the best of opportunities of them coming into your face to be able to pull up and shoot on those birds. So a long range choke is better in that situation. Another, situation for me personally when I use a long range choke is sometimes here in the Louisiana marshes. We have birds that are decoy shy, they're blind shy on public land. They'll kind of work the spread, but they'll stay on the outskirts of that spread, and then they'll go ahead and they'll sit down, they'll commit, and they'll sit down on the water, but they're gonna sit down at a further distance outside of those decoys. A lot of times in that situation, that extended choke tube, that long range choke tube, I will switch to that tube if it's a day that I see that that's happening to me on a consistent basis, and I will be able to take some of those shots at a further distance. And a lot of times when they're on the water, they'll tend to bunch up for us, and we're able to shoot those further distances and be able to harvest those birds ethically. So that is a great example that I could give you that, that I've been a part of here in the coastal marshes of Louisiana. When you're trying to get some of those shots maybe on the water, when they sit down outside the decoys, an extended range choke with a tighter pattern is going to be better in that situation. But if they're coming into, coming into the spread, they're decoying right in your face, those birds are up close. A long range choke, oftentimes, unless you just place a perfect shot on them, you are not always gonna benefit from a long range choke when those birds are coming into the decoys and they're up close on you. I myself have found that I have missed shots that I thought I should have had, couldn't understand why. And when I really sat down and looked at it, guys, what it was I had way too tight of a pattern with the long range extended choke than I should have for as close as the birds were to my decoys and over my decoys. Just wasn't the right pattern, because when I looked at it, shoot a shot on the water, it had a real tight pattern. You really want, when those birds are up close, you want that wider pattern to be able to kind of spread those pellets out You still want some consistency, which is what you're going to get out of these, these extended choke tubes. But you want something that's going to get a little bit wider, kind of offer you more of a spray pattern, and give you a better opportunity to be able to maybe knock down not only one bird. If it's a flock that comes in, you might knock down 2, sometimes even more than that I've seen through the years. So that's as simple as I can put it for you guys. I'm not a choke, engineer. I'm not a manufacturer, but I have done this long enough to know that this is what works for me. Once again, you have to have your choke paired to the particular firearm that you're going to use and the ammunition. Find a combination between those 3 that works well for you. Go out, pattern those shotguns with the choke tubes, try different ones, try different ammunitions. And once you find a combination that works for you guys, then you can maybe alternate like I do between a mid-range or a decoy, passing decoy choke, or a long-range extended choke, depending on what the situation allows for and what works best for you to take that waterfowl ethically. That's my 2 cents on it, guys. If you have comments down below, if you have questions down below, let me know down in the comments. I would appreciate it if you did it. I will be happy to answer any questions you guys have. And if you have experiences on maybe the Carlson's cremator choke, if it's worked for you, or a particular combination that has worked for you, then drop a comment down below. I think other people would benefit and want to hear about that. But until next time, guys, that's all I got for y'all on this video. Take care. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I want to remind you, please consider doing so for more great waterfowl hunting content just like this one. And if you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, give us a thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate it right here on Last Stop Waterfowl Outdoors TV.